So we discussed yesterday how Donald Trump picked Goldman Sachs partner Steve Mnuchin for Treasury Secretary. He wanted to rub in his corruption as he campaigned on being super anti-establishment. So there are new reports now that he's going further. It's not just Steve Mnuchin from Goldman Sachs because, that would be not corrupt enough. Now he wants, I'm not kidding about this, the president and COO of Goldman Sachs to lead the Office of Management and Budget. The president and COO of Goldman Sachs. So it wasn't enough to just say, okay, let's get a former partner and that'll be good. That'll let everybody know, like, hey, I'm going back on all my promises. I'm going to drain the swamp in your mouth. No, he said, let's go for the president. So the guy's name is Gary Cohn. He is literally known for his arrogance. I'm not kidding. So I was, researching him last night, and I was like, okay, he's got a Wikipedia page. Let me just breeze through that real quick. There's a whole section on his arrogance. That's insanity. So there's that, and then he's been with Goldman since the 1990s, and he's directly involved with shady debt dealings with the government of Greece. So I love it when you pick somebody from Goldman, and it's not just bad enough that they're from Goldman, which, by the way, is bad enough if they were there during a certain time period, because if they were, that means they were involved in all types of criminal activity. But it's like he's picking people, specific people, with just insane amounts of dirt on them. He's like, okay, who's corrupt? Somebody, give me the corrupt ones. Those are the ones who I want. And by the way, just like with Mnuchin, this guy's been with Goldman forever, since the 1990s, so he's been with them through all the criminal activities. Mnuchin, his daddy was at Goldman Sachs. So Trump's getting like the second generation silver spoon in your mouth spoiled pricks. Kind of like him. How Trump's dad was worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and he's like, I just bungle my way through life, 6 different bankruptcies, all these problems, pretend like I'm a great businessman when I'm not. And then you coast to the presidency on that record. And then, okay, we're the other fuck-ups. We're the other people who had rich daddies and then got into Goldman Sachs, and because I'm sure they'd be great for the economy. Oh, this is terrible, guys. Look, man, I give credit where credit is due. So we gave credit yesterday when it turns out Donald Trump made a deal with Carrier in order to keep 1,000 jobs here in the U.S. when Carrier wanted to ship them to Mexico. So, again, fair is fair. Give him credit there. I mean, the devil's in the details, so we'll get into that when the details come out. It looks like there may have been some unfair promises. Hey, we'll gut regulations and cut your taxes and give you favoritism if you keep the jobs here. So that's a problem. But overall, it's a net good thing that Carrier's keeping the jobs here. This is the opposite of what he's been saying. Drain the swamp, drain the swamp, drain the swamp. Just kidding. I'm going to nominate the swamp. Because remember, we spoke about this yesterday, and I've mentioned this on the show roughly a zillion times because I need people to understand this fact about Goldman Sachs. They were among the worst offenders in the subprime mortgage crisis and the Great Recession. They committed fraud, just like Bernie Sanders was saying. Fraud was a business model on Wall Street. Because what these guys would do is take these toxic subprime packages, sell them to unsuspecting clients, and tell them, you're going to make a lot of money, just believe me. I'm the financial expert here, so I know what I'm talking about. Give me the money, give me the money, give me the money. We're going to, you're going to invest in these subprime packages, which, by the way, are rated AAA because we bought off the ratings agencies too. And then we'll turn around and bet on the same product that we just sold like it's awesome to fail. So we know it's going to fail. We think it's going to fail. We're going to bet for it to fail. We're going to make money that way, and we're going to make money ripping you off by selling it to you as if it's good. I mean, that's like selling somebody a car that's fucked up and the engine doesn't work, and you tell them it's going to be great, and then you turn around to your buddy and bet him, a bunch of money that the car's not going to get out of the lot, and then it doesn't get out of the lot, and you make money that way too. So again, this is fraud. I mean, they probably broke dozens of laws in how their business model was set up. These people, guys, I can't overstate this. They should be in fucking jail. They're criminals. They are criminals. Just because they wear a suit and tie doesn't make them good people. So they should be in jail, but no. They get love under Democratic administrations, and they get love under Republican administrations, and they get love from a politician who said specifically, I'm going to drain the swamp, I'm against the lobbyists, I'm against the corruption in Washington. It's sick. It's sick. And all the Trump bots who are out there rationalizing this, go fuck yourself. Because, you latched on to the anti-establishment rhetoric and, oh, yes, this is somebody who's going to fight for the little guy. Then when he shows signs of, I'm not going to fight for the fucking little guy, you go, I don't care, I like Daddy Trump. So you don't give a shit about the actual issues, you don't give a shit about the people, you don't give a shit about creating a better system. Now you're just playing defense. You're playing defense for your team, Team Red, Team Republican. And so whatever he does, you're going to defend it. It's exactly what you did under George W. Bush, too. Remember, under all the Republicans and all the conservatives in the country, oh, God, we hate deficits and debt. I mean, that's the last thing we ever want to see. George W. Bush gets in there, balloons it. I mean, it shoots up at $1.4 trillion deficit. He leaves annual deficit. He leaves Obama. What did the Republicans say? No, deficits, Dad. Did we ever say anything against that? No. So defend it when, at that time, Daddy George W. Bush did it. Now you defend it when Daddy Trump does it. Be objective, please. I go after Obama all the time when he's wrong. You want to know why? Because I actually give a shit about the issues. I don't have a fucking cult of personality and worship somebody. So don't be like that, but they are. They've already been like that. You should have seen my Twitter feed when I simply typed out the facts on Mnuchin the other day. I told you about this. I said, he's a Goldman Sachs partner. He worked for Soros. He's a hedge funder. The slew of fucking hatred I got. It was unbelievable. And they were all just, oh, he's competent in the field. Right. The same argument they made when George W. Bush appointed a former oil company executive to head the EPA. He's competent. He's competent in his field. Yeah, he knows the regulations because he's used to evading them. So it's not like he's going to enforce them. It's just sad. It's so sad. So you're a liar, Don. That's what you are. Drain the swamp. This isn't draining the swamp. This is the exact opposite of draining the swamp, and you fucking know it.